Over the past 4 months, Roblox has hosted 2 game jams. I've had entries in both of them, with different teams, and I want to make a video on my experiences with them. Subscribe if you want, but let's get started. On the 22nd of February, 2022, Roblox had announced the Roblox Game Developers Championship, and later known as the Dream Jam after some delays to the start date of the event. This was a 10-day game jam, that basically had no theme or anything. All that was said was to use new Roblox features and use high-quality models and use reactive user interfaces. Before I continue further, I should probably explain to you what a game jam is. A game jam is basically a competition where teams compete to make a working game within a time limit. Usually these are a lot smaller, like a few hours to a couple of days. Whoever wins the game jam usually gets real-world prizes. For example, in the case of the Dream Jam, first place received credit towards a gaming computer, an Xbox, and a Meta Quest 2. With that explained, developer teams of up to 5 people, with a minimum of 2 being required, had from the 4th of March to 14th to make their dream experience. After this, the semi-finalists were announced on the 1st of April and community voting for finalists ended on the 6th of April, and after that, finalists had 5 days to make optional updates to their games and on the 22nd of April, the winner would be announced. Roblox's wording for this was extremely vague, and it made things hard to work on since we didn't really have anything to go off. All we had is to think of a game that would be effectively unique. I'm going to probably make some opinions that might offend some of the developers, or some of you watching, but please don't take it seriously. I want this to be an honest overview on what happened. I entered this with a team of 5 people, and we built effectively a Mario Party style game that didn't really use a lot of cool or new features. It really didn't have much going for it looking back on it. It was essentially like Mario Party 9 or 10, but without mini stars and cars, and the fact that people weren't moving in a group, and the only thing really different from it is some of the minigames, the map, and some spaces that I'd describe as something from Wii Party. Talking about Wii Party and MP9 Plus, the clear reason why this failed has to be due to basing mechanics of NDCube developed games. I'm just joking obviously, there's some setbacks that I'll take about later, but NDCube does have a bad reputation for screwing up Mario Party. Either way, ranting about the general community opinion of games that you probably don't care about is not what you came here to watch. With this game, we had a big problem. The scripting, UI design, although I had a few issues with the animator on our team since he was messing with some UI that just wouldn't look as good as it was supposed to be with them messing around, and animation went relatively smoothly. But the modeling was a different story. The modeler on our team was causing us a lot of setbacks. Something was happening in real life with the modeler. Don't remember if they specified what, which caused lots of delays to just the lobby map. I think it actually took something like 6 days for it to get modeled. This left us just 4 days to do the actual main part of the game, and it was clear they weren't going to be able to do it in time. The rest of the team stepped in and started building the map and minigames. I will say, some of the builds didn't look great, but I can't really blame us considering we aren't really builders. When the time was up, it was in a working state, but it didn't look too good. Some features of the game weren't really complete. A few weeks later, we did receive a list of semi-finalists and we didn't make it. I was actually worried that we might have been disqualified, since one of the developers accidentally went into studio, but immediately exited, but we did receive the completion medals, which means that it didn't disqualify us. Let's just travel back to when the time was up. We all did our best given the circumstances. However, the animator didn't make the best comment once we had finished. They stated that we would have never made it and only they would have the skills to perhaps be listed as a semi-finalist, and the reason for this is that they've been animating for 4 years. I personally don't think the amount of time you've been developing for indicates skill level. People learn at different paces. I understand the intentions of being brutally honest, but this did not sit down well with the modeler who left the DM due to these comments. I would show you some gameplay of the game about now, and throughout the entire time I've been talking about the game we were working on, but the modeler made the game private. I don't know when, but we don't really have any archival footage. I definitely think this could have gone better with a better team combination, and in the next game jam, I immediately think that we've done better, even though we don't know whether we've made it as a semi-finalist or anything at the time I'm writing this. On the 26th of May, Roblox made an event named Connect 2022, and the primary focus was community workshops from a variety of developers. I'm pretty sure these community workshops went absolutely horribly. It doesn't seem like a lot of people attended some of them, but I don't really have any proof, so I can't really back up this. After talking about the community workshops, it talks about a Connect challenge. There's an extremely vague amount of information provided, but what they did provide us is that developers would be able to assemble teams to get prizes and that more information would be announced later. On the 5th of July, they released more details giving us information on what to expect, including prizes being a gift card of choice for buying electronics, although I'm not entirely sure what I could really get other than an Amazon or Currys gift card if we are in the top 25, and they gave us the time period it was taking place, 48 hours from Saturday the 23rd of July 1 AM BST to Monday the 25th of July 1 AM BST. They also told that people would have to create a playable Roblox experience and make a 2 minutes maximum video pitch on the project. Again, like previously, you needed to have 2 to 5 team members on a team. When the challenge started, we were given details on the theme, and Roblox still hasn't learned to make stuff less vague. The theme of this challenge is connecting Roblox players, probably why this was part of the Connect 2022 event in the first place LOL, through Roblox features and experiences. Seriously, it doesn't give anywhere to start off with. A proper theme would at least give people less time to worry about ideas. I entered this challenge with 4 people instead this time, and I think we had a great balance of skills this time. Unlike the previous challenge, I am going to mention the members, since our team worked really well together this time. I didn't mention the people who worked on the previous challenge just because I don't want any hate being sent or anything. The developers on our team this time was at least people who I've known for at least a year. These people are at @Ty_scripts. You might have heard that name from the names are not important video LOL, who was our scripter, @TGem who was our modeler, @TMSDev who was our builder, which also did a bit of modeling work, and myself, as a UI, graphics and GFX designer. This combination worked far better, since there was relatively no stress about getting models completed compared to the team for the previous game jam. Did have a tiny bit of stress about building, but we did manage to get everything done. The theme we went with is for a sci-fi 2.5D platformer where players had to work together to collect energy throughout levels to complete the level before the time ran out. Each player is assigned a color of energy to collect, so players have to work together to progress. This idea was a much more unique idea compared to the previous game jam. Sorry for the amount of comparisons LOL, I've never heard of a sci-fi platformer personally. The energy idea was literally from me talking about the fruit mechanic from the Yoshi Fruit Kart Nintendo Land minigame on the Wii U for weeks, and wanting to make a game or something with it. It doesn't work exactly like it though since collecting energy does not add additional time. Either way, as I mentioned, this honestly went relatively smoothly and we worked really hard on this. I'll show you some gameplay footage of the game in a second. We did unfortunately have a few bugs that we couldn't fix in time, but 2 of them are UI bugs, and 1 only happens on slow internet connections. I don't know about the other developers, but I've honestly taken away a lot from this experience. One of the things that you'll notice once I start showing gameplay footage is that all of the graphics used is basically pixel art. It's my first time doing it, and I did not watch any tutorials. Did have to look at non-pixel art stuff for inspiration for some stuff, and I think some of the stuff made looks pretty decent. Anyways, I want to showcase some gameplay now. I'll stop talking in a second, but when you get into the lobby, we've got 2 options, normal servers and voice chat servers. Even though none of the developers actually have access to voice chat, we still added it, since it is technically connecting people as the theme suggests. When you join a server, there is a maximum of 4 players supported and a minimum of 2 players. Once you're loading up the game, if you have a slow connection, the issue which only lasts for a level which I won't disclose will happen. Throughout the levels, there are about 3 energy items per player. There's a counter at the top of the screen. You can also see your energy color here, to collect throughout the levels. We went for an idea of basically going up different parts of the city. One stage doesn't quite fit in with the order, 4 level themes. You'll also notice that there's a timer at the top of the screen. If this reaches 0 due to not all of the energy being collected, you will run into a game over and will have to redo the level. I'm going to stop playing here, but we've really worked hard on this, and it honestly looks really good. We won't know the results until a couple of weeks after this video is published, but our team is pretty confident that we'll reach top 25. It has been an amazing experience making this game for the Connect Challenge 2022, although not so much for the game for the Dream Jam. Both of these game jams do show an issue with the lack of really any theme to go off, with the Dream Jam setting the theme to your dream experience and the Connect Challenge connecting players. I really hope the next game jam Roblox decides to hold is nowhere near as vague as this, since we need clarity instead of spending hours on ideas, in both game jams. And yes, I know that developers will spend hours on a non-vague theme, but at least they have something to go off of. I would love to know your opinions on Roblox's vague themes. Let me know in the comments below. Anyways, I'm going to end off here since this video has been going on for far too long. Thank you for watching.